everybody, and welcome back to Sporadic Games. This is Laura here, and welcome to the second video of my Lord of the Rings Online of our basic gameplay as we play through the introduction area of the game. Go ahead and look in here. So in this video we'll go over how to move your character, change the camera angle, interact with non-playable characters, Earth, also interact.
A chance encounter with brigands upon the road leads to captivity. You awaken with the Ranger Strider before you. As he urges you to act quickly, you realize you have become involved in matters much greater than yourself.
Alright, so here we have Strider. Yeah, floating names up. Forgot to do that. So, in order to move in the game, you can use the arrow keys too, but I wouldn't recommend it if you're a person who likes to use the arrow keys, because you really want to use your right hand for the mouse. That's going to change your camera angle, and use your left one for the W, A, S, and it takes some getting used to with, using both hands, I understand. So if you're new to or if you're not new to an online role-playing game, this might be a little boring for you, because this video is more for newer players to the genre who've never played it before. So W to move forward, A to the left, get to the right, grab the S key backwards, and if you hold the left mouse button and move your mouse around, you can rotate your perspective. Or you can do the same with the right key, but it doesn't really actually move your camera around for that with your character. But you can also hold right click and move your character from the left and the right with the A, W, and S D. So here I'm just down the right mouse button, A, and I do this kind of like run to the side. Pretty cool. So that's just moving with your keys and also with the mouse. And if you forget any of that, when you start the game, there will be a tooltip on the left side here below your character with your information, with your health you have and your power. In case you forget, that'll pop up continuously throughout the introduction. And then when you're, have done it, you just hit OK, and it won't pop up that tip. Alright, so we're gonna Strider.
Enough!
Also, I forgot to mention, you can zoom in and zoom out with the mouse wheel. So here you can do even like a first person point of view if you like to do that. I personally don't, but it's nice for screenshots. Oh. Also, your quest information is right here on the right side below your mini-map. And as you can see, you'll see like throughout the introduction you play that it will continuously change and update. So here it says for us to search the satchel for weapons. Here's a brief summary, because we're starting out the game. What are we supposed to do? So so right click the satchel to loot it. And also another note, you can see here that Strider has this blue ring with flash through. That means that the quest is in progress. So whenever you see that, it means you already have the quest and it's in progress. And you can also, when you see this, you can also click on it to read more information.
Come along, we are not safe just yet.
We need to arm ourselves. So we're gonna, which by the way, in order to interact with them, you can either just right click him or left clicking him will just select. So right click him.
Come along, we are not safe just yet.
Chat the quest box. And there's also a new feature that the developers made a while ago where you can change the font size right here. There's a button, up and down arrows change the font size to make the text in the quest bigger. See if then same thing with the satchel. We're gonna right click it to loot it. Basically, right clicking anything is interacting with it in the world, and you'll either collect something or talk to something. So now we have the items window, so we can either right click the knife to loot it or just all button, or if we don't want to do anything with this, we can just also hit the X in the top right to close the window. But we don't really want to do that, so we're going to right click the knife. It says acquiring the knife will bind it to you permanently. Wish to continue. Binding is essentially means that it can either be bound to just your one character and you cannot trade it with another player, or it can be bound to your account. So you can have this item, put it in, you can trade it with your other characters or in your other storage and give it to other characters, but you can't do it for another player. And I mean, it doesn't really matter because it's just a starting knife anyway. It matters because it's just junk anyway, because we'll get something down the road. So now that we have our knife, we have to figure out how to equip it. So there's two ways of bringing up your inventory. On the bottom here, you see a bar. There's all these little icons hanging in a bar. You can actually, in the bottom right, there's a little bag icons. You can click on those. I'll bring up the inventory, but it's kind of a nuisance because you have to click on each bag. Or the best option though is to hit the I key, I for inventory. So, and that'll bring up all of your bags at the same time, and it'll also close all your bags at the same time. So now we need to equip this new knife. Now, when I see this knife, I can compare the stats with it on the left with the weak mace that I have already equipped on the right window. And it looks like with the mace, better than the knife. So I'm not actually going to switch it. I mean, I don't need to because it's not as good. But I'll just switch it just so you can see what it looks like and how to do it. So here you can see I have a mace right here on my character. You can right click on the knife to switch it with a weak mace, and then you can see like the dagger change. And then now it's equipped when you hover over with your mouse with weak mace. Or if you really want to also, there's another option where you bring up your character, which shows you what exactly you have equipped your character as far as armor and weapons and jewelry, etc. So you can hit the C key to bring up your character panel, C character. And here you can see all my equipment, which isn't really much because I just started. So here's my weapon, and I can just left click the mace, and I can just click and hold and drag it to the right slot I need here. And of course, it's easier just to right click in your inventory to change the item, change the weapon. But sometimes it is good where you'll need to left click and drag the item into a designated slot, especially because you have two pairs of earrings, bracelets, and rings and messed up when you're switching it. Alright, so we're going to hit C to close, and I again for you. And here we have my mace back on again, which does better damage. Now the quest information changed here on the right side in the quest log. It says that I have to speak with Strider again. And as you can see, the ring icon changed to a flame. There's a flaming ring, which basically means that this is an epic quest that I need to start. Anytime you see the flame ring, it basically is an epic quest, which is part of the main storyline. We'll also encounter a ring that's just yellow without the flame effect, and that's just basically a regular quest. It's not part of the main story, but it's a fun quest to do in the area.
Hurry, friend. We must test your will to fight.
So now, you can read this at your own time. But now we need to practice combating with Strider. Do fake thing. And so you can click him, the left mouse button, and then here's your skills on the bottom. So I can either click these or, oops. So I'm gonna right click him so I can actually attack him. And as you can see, the sword icon on the bottom bar here has changed. It means I'm in an attack mode. And on the skills, there's on the middle here is your skill bar. So you can either right click on these to do the skill, which by the way, when I started this character, there's a lot of skills going on. Like before, when I did this instance years ago, I maybe only had 2 skills, so it's a little overwhelming, I think, for a new player with all these skills. I understand why they do it, because with a minstrel, they're also a damage class and also a healing class. It depends on which route you want to go, so that's why there's these different stances that you can change from doing damage, focusing on damage, or focusing on healing. So now when you first get these skills, it'll be a jumble, and I already earlier changed these skills, my own preferences of how I like to organize my skills. You can left click the icon and move it around wherever you like. For me, I like to have the melee skill first, since it's close range, and then I do group my range skills. These are all damage, and then I have my healing skill. These are all toggle skills, which basically these are all stances. Basically, this one, I'm in a damage stance, so just focusing on damage, and I can only heal myself, which is relevant right now because I'm not in a group with other players. I don't need to worry about healing them. So that's effective. And toggle skill is essentially means it's a skill that you can click on and then it'll just stay with you. So it doesn't have a certain duration of how long it will last. It'll last forever until you decide to change your mind of what you want to do. So this one, Melody Stance, is between healing and damage, so you get a little bit of both worlds if you're into that path. Oh, and by the way, you can tell it's a toggle skill that it's on when there's the little dashes going around the border like ants. So, and then the blue one is a healing. So this one focuses on healing stance. And as you can see, some of the skills have changed, gone from or just damage to actually healing. So it can heal me versus damage. But and it will heal the whole group because I'm not in the damage stance where it heals them. Back. And also, like I said, you can either activate these, you can left click or right click to activate the skill. But if you left click, I wouldn't really recommend, because if you left click, you might accidentally click and drag it off, and then you have to restart it again, which can be a pain. I do it often. So I always try to right click, but I always forget. So you right click and you drag, you get. So, and you can also use the number keys. A lot of people are into using the number keys for skills. For me personally, I just never could get into it, so I usually just click. So you can also hit the number 6. So it just depends on what you want to do. And then click on him now.
Well done. Let us press on.
To continue. Yes. Alright, and so we have a door here that Strider open. Now these are pretty common throughout the game because you can go into buildings, inside towns, such, and so you see like a glow shine. That means that the door is obviously the door is open. You see that the door is open. So you can just easily just walk through it, and it'll take you. You'll see a load screen for a second. Area, and if the door is closed, you don't see the gold shine. then you can right click on the door to open it through. So again, right clicking is basically interacting with everything in the world, like with talking to characters and picking up items and doors.
Here is where we must part ways.
Alright, so we gotta get some Belendine's captors. Alright, so wow, that guy just did a massive jump. So one of the ways we can target him is we can either left click or we can right click, which gives us in an attack mode, but we're out of range to do melee damage. Or we can hit the tab key. Tab key is probably my most preferred method, especially if, let's say, have a guy nearby you, but you can't quite see him, and so it'll automatically select the nearest person. And if there's multiple enemies that you're dealing with, you can also hit the tab key to cycle through to go to the right one that you. This skill is faded, this Coda of Fury is faded because I have to use my ballads a certain amount of time in order to activate it, which it will say on the description. It requires 3 ballad buffs present on. And also sometimes it depends on your character, but since I'm playing a minstrel, obviously my minstrel skills will be different than somebody in different classes' skills. In some classes you actually have to achieve a critical hit damage in order to activate it. So it has different, whenever you see a faded skill like this, it has different requirements that might be different than this one. Just aware of that. Not all skills are the same. I leveled up. So, by the way, as you are playing through, anything that you, any enemy that you defeat, or from a quest that you complete, or even from crafting, you get a bit of experience, which you can see on the bar here. That's the brown part of the bar. So it'll slowly grow and get full, and then once it gets full, you level up. And as you can see, I just did with the beautiful little white tree animation. I'm level 2. And basically, the whole point of a role-playing game is to level up, because the more you level up, the more skills you get and the stronger you become overall. So, it's don't do what I do and run into it. And as you can see, everybody I've been attacking had a white name, which means that I was on level, and this guy had a blue name. So a dark blue name is like a level below me. So he was level 1 and I'm level 2. So, and before they were white because we were the same level, we were both level 1. So it's an easy way to identify when you're on, in the open world and you see enemies, to see whether or not their level is the same, or if they're higher, or if they're a lot lower than your character.
How do you do?
Oh, now I have to. And as you play, you'll come across these, like, it's like you're in a movie and you witness these events. So it's pretty cool. Now we need to find Strider and Omdir.
Back! Go back to the shadow, fallen king.
And whenever you come across events in the game, especially that big quest, you'll come across like an animated scene. Like I said, you're basically just watching them. And some parts you may cower in fear and you can't move in any direction. Don't be alarmed, that's part of the instance. Made that way. When I first did this, I was like freaking out because I thought for sure the Nazgul was going to attack me and just die.
You will not harm these folk.
Alright, so this is the. And I just wanted, for those of you that just like to throw like random trivia in there because I played this game for many years. Before, they never had Strider or any of the characters from the Fellowship in the introduction area. And so I don't know why they did exactly anyway, but so it used to be actually Omdir, the one that just got stabbed. That was the one that freed you from the jail cell in the beginning, not Strider. And so I think it's pretty awesome that they incorporated the main canon characters, because when I first started playing the game many years ago, 11 years ago to be exact, that I was like, who are these characters? I don't know any of these characters. There's nobody relatable to me that I know. So I think it's a really great addition that they added the main characters from the story. And then also they added the fight where you're fighting Strider to test your combat skills. That was never originally in the introduction area either. They added that to make it easier for newer players to learn how to play the game, which I think is great because I think this was my first online role-playing game back then. So it makes it a lot easier for newer players to learn how to play. So I think that's great. So this is the end of the This is the end of the basic gameplay video as we traverse through the introduction area, and then we'll get into sort of another introduction area, but it's more open world, and you'll interact with other players. It's the starting area for both the race of man and hobbit. The other starting area is with the elves. The elves and the dwarves are together, which, by the way, if you haven't played each race, I recommend it, because whenever you do the prologue part, each race has their own unique storyline, and it's really amazing to see how each one meshes and molds together into the main storyline after the prologue part, and see how the story comes together. It's really amazing. I think they did it. That's one of the reasons why I play this game, is because of the story. It's amazing how they tell the story. Alright, so this is the end. And if any of you guys have any questions or would like to see me make a video of combat for another class, if there's a certain class you're really interested in playing, let me know. I can do that for you. My main character is a burglar. It's really high. Not max level, but is 106 now, and then I have a roomkeeper that's level 57, and I have a Bjorning that is level 30. I don't remember, level 34 or something like that. So if you want to see like any other classes with gameplay, let me know. I can do that, make another video. Or I'll be making other tutorials further down along the road, like crafting and getting your mount, and of course free-to-play videos about how to get LOTRO points and which quest packs are the best investment for free-to-play players to get. So again, let me know, and I'd love to make a video. And please like and share this if you enjoyed it and you found it helpful. And I hope you all have a great week. Next video will be about questing in the intro area, like how to learn more about the quest log here and using the quest tracker and everything else. So, alright, thanks for watching and have a great week. Bye.